Hey everybody, what's going on? Baru here, back inside of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and today I've got my Lightning and Brimstone build for Athena the Gladiator. And now we're gonna get into this build. A lot of people have been asking for it, specifically for Athena, because I know some people have been having issues playing as her, and I've had an absolute blast with this build, and honestly, I actually like it a little bit more than Jack. It's not as overpowered, but it's pretty damn strong. So let's go ahead and jump into what exactly you're going to be using for this build. Now, this build relies entirely on elemental damage. There will be melee aspects to it, but it's more for distance closing and applying debuffs. So for your snipers, you're pretty much going to want Malawan snipers. These are the highest single-shot elemental weapons in the game. If you want a more DPS thing, then you can go Vladov. I'm using Glitch, however, you don't need to do that. And finding Malawan snipers is not exactly the hardest thing in the world. Next, you're going to want some Hyperion shotguns. These things are amazing when in the Glitch version. Pretty much any elemental shotgun that is a glitch is going to be awesome with Athena, because having a rapid fire rate or having the red glitch where you have increased damage is going to deal a lot. Now, probably the hardest item to find for this build is going to be the Bada Boom. I use this for burst damage for when something just needs to die right now. This is what you're going to be using once you've got your Maelstrom stacks up to about 400 and you just want to blast something away. And the bread and butter of this build is going to be the Thunderfire, as people probably could have guessed. 210% continuous damage bonus, and it does lightning and fire damage, which Maelstrom buffs both of. So now let's go ahead and go over the other things that we're going to be using. Prismatic Bulwark for chance to absorb lasers, which are really the only thing that's even going to affect you. The laser damage gets increased by 35%, which makes the Thunderfire deal ridiculous amounts of damage, and it's got a pretty good capacity. Next, we've got Celestial Gladiator for increased fire rate, some max health, and a bunch of skills that we're going to be using. Eddie for some more laser damage. In addition, it's going to be able to keep you alive just a little bit longer. And then a Stormfront for Maelstrom stacking. There are also other things in this build, a Mega Nade for crowd control, and a Data Scrubber for getting your shield back if you need it. And then other element versions of the things that we're using. So now let's go ahead and go over the build. You can see our points are kind of all over the place. So let's go ahead and explain why we're picking them all up. First, let's go down the Xiphos tree. We're going to go into Gun Kata because we don't actually want to really increase our maximum health. That's not that great. We're going to go into a little bit of extra gun damage, and we get a slight bonus to melee damage, but that's not really that relevant. Omega Senchu, so that way when an enemy is below 50% health, they take 35% more damage. Rend, so that way we can put a bleed on an enemy. Blood loss, so we get health regeneration for every enemy that we have bleeds on. So if you are low on health, all we got to do is just smack an enemy, and because they bleed for 12 seconds, that right there is half your health back. Next, we've got Tear for an increased gun damage to enemies who are bleeding, and then Blood Rush, so that way we can close the distance and apply those bleeds. Next, we've got Ephotos for movement speed and gun damage. You will have your Aspis up a lot, so you're going to want that. Hold the line for an additional 11 seconds of Aspis time. Vanguard for health regen. When you put this up, you can pretty much regen your entire health pool, no problems, and you're immune. Next, you're going to just throw a couple points into United Front to get you down to Return Fire, to get you down to Wrath of the Goddess. So you don't need these skills. We're just trying to get to Wrath of the Goddess here. And then finally for the Saronic Storm, we've got Maelstrom. This is the skill that's going to do all the damage. Whenever you deal shock or fire damage, you gain a stack of Maelstrom. This means dots, direct damage, anything. Your damage will go up by 4% for all elemental damage. That's something to keep in mind. If you have stacks of Maelstrom, you can swap to a corrosive gun and just destroy an armored target with all of your Maelstrom stacks. Next, we're going to have Storm Weaving. This will increase your elemental effect chance and your fire rate for 9 seconds. So what you're going to want to do is swap to a different weapon and then swap back. So that way you can get an additional 30% fire rate, and so you can have elemental effect chance. In addition, there's some unique effects that you're going to have when you have Storm Weaving up. Next, we have Gather Tempest for some increased reload speed and magazine size. Doesn't hurt. Very large bonus. Conduit. Whenever you have at least one electrocute status effect, you will regenerate a percentage of your shields for every second for each stack of Maelstrom you have. The more stacks, the more you regen. With enough Maelstrom stacks, you just start regenerating your entire shield. So, yeah, this is good. Smite is a very good burst damage when fighting or mobbing and things like that. It will take out almost half of a badass's health, so you're definitely going to want it. And then finally we have Unrelenting. Killing an enemy increases your weapon swap speed, fire rate for each stack of Maelstrom that you have. So you can see that is going to be a lot of fire rate and a lot of weapon swap speed. So whenever you get a kill skill, you should have no problems keeping up your Storm Weaving at all. So you get a kill, swap to a weapon, keep killing. As soon as Storm Weaving falls off, swap to a different weapon, keep killing, and you'll just have all this fire rate and all this weapon swap speed. Next, we're going to have Elemental Barrage. When Storm Weaving is active, your weapons have a chance to not consume ammo. This is increased for every stack of Maelstrom you have. So, 10 stacks is going to give you a whole percent. And if you have 100 stacks, it's going to be 10%. And you can easily get up to 400 stacks, giving you roughly about 70% chance to not consume ammo when Storm Weaving is active. So, bada boom, 70% chance to not consume ammo, large burst damage. You can see where that's going. So that is going to be the build there. You can just see that happening. Next, we've got Zeus's Rage. It's always nice whenever I throw my Aspis and I have Wrath of the Goddess over here. It's just going to ping pong between a bunch of enemies and leave a bunch of these sort of clouds that'll deal more elemental effect chance, which is really nice. And then we've got Hades Shackles. That way we can tether some enemies. And this only breaks if you lose line of sight with your target. So if you're fighting beefy enemies like bosses, this won't go away. And you can just keep dealing a little bit of damage there. And you can get some more Maelstrom stacks with this thing. So you're definitely going to want this. Very nice for bosses. Now, we don't spec into Overload, Superconductor, or Flash Freeze. I don't consider them useful at all. But anyway, that is the build. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to some gameplay of the EOS fight, because a lot of people have been having trouble with EOS as Athena. So I figure, why not kill two birds with one stone? And I'm probably going to make an actual guide for just EOS. But anyway, that is the build. As always, there will be a save file in the description below. I hope you all enjoy this. I've had a lot of fun playing with this character. If you need to know how exactly you're going to be playing it, basically, as soon as you get into combat, hit your Aspis, rend an enemy, and then blast them in the face with a laser or a shotgun or what have you. Keep your Storm Weaving up. Whenever you have your Storm Weaving up, you have a chance to not... What the hell happened to my kill? Okay, this is... Hello, everybody, and welcome to my new build of nothing. This is the build. Anyway, you're going to get a kill, Storm Weaving, infinite ammo, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to switch over to some gameplay now. I hope you all enjoy. As always, if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know that, yo, I like this. And go ahead and vote for what character you would like to see next. I'm thinking Wilhelm or Nisha, but you go ahead and vote. Anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. So thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for future content if you haven't already. Catch y'all in the next one, everybody. Later.
You made a mistake! Such superior systems. How embarrassing. Mr. Knife Trap. Reclaiming source. Ready for... Shot! Incoming! Shot cannon! I will destroy you!
Out of here!
My shield! You don't pay for that! I am in control! I will destroy you today! Look into my eyes! And
We can't get rid of me that easily.
spawning a
Take
system!
me!
You trying to be a hero? You're not a hero. I know what you've done. I've seen it all firsthand with this Flaptrap's eye.
Understand it out. All the aces here. It's my will that makes this world go round.
Shield! Energize! Use away! Not enough!
I will destroy you for that! Moonshot cannon! You don't pay for the shield! Shield depleted! Destructing reinforcements!
Get behind me!
You will all bend to my will!
Suppose I'm lucky an imbecile like yourself doesn't simply stand